Many, many congratulations all. Such love coming in. #1 on Netflix. And I mean, even the critics were usually very stingy with their compliments. I mean, are speechless. They have no words. So, I mean, honestly, and I watched the show, it's you need a big heart to watch the show. So also having been in the news, I saw this all covered because I just joined journalism then. So anyways, many congratulations, the three of you. But Prashant, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Adapting this book, also dramatizing it so that the audience can watch it. How difficult and challenging was it? Because I'm sure you would have had to take cinematic liberties.
Yeah, it was, it's a tremendous responsibility, and, having met the Krishnamurtis, and when they entrusted us with telling their story, and not only their story, but all the Avut members, it was a huge responsibility. So that, so I think we really entered it with this feeling that whatever we do, we can't exploit it. We can't, we have to treat it very sensitively. So that's something that, all departments, all crew members, all actors were very committed to from the beginning. It's like, if we tell their story, we have to do it, with sensitivity and so on. But yeah, it's a tremendously challenging project. It's 25 years. The court cases were multiple, and it's very confusing, and there was a lot of stagnancy and inaction and delays. They're still fighting. There wasn't an obvious, victory at the end. The victory is that they are still fighting, and they haven't refused to back down. So like that, it was a very challenging project, and we had to kind of look at it differently. We couldn't do it the way you would usually do, like a courtroom drama, or, we had to really make sure that through the storytelling, we were honoring those aspects of the story and not shying away from them. But in the end, they're very inspiring people, and what they've done is very inspiring. And I think it's us wanting to tell their story and shine a light on their courage that kind of kept us going through the process.
Absolutely. And Abhay and Rajshri, I mean, I don't have enough words to express how super your performance was. I mean, both of you. And so Rajshri, want to start with you. I know you're getting a lot of love from people, but I think the sweetest compliment that was paid to you was by Mrs. Krishnamurti herself.
Yeah, it was very beautiful.
And also, you'd read the book, as you had mentioned. Was it before or after that you finished filming this? And also, delving into a character, because, I mean, she's a real life person. You can only imagine what she must have gone through, and it's just like anyone's worst nightmare, what happened with them. So was it difficult to get in the character or get out of that character?
Both were difficult for me, getting in and out, because understanding someone's 25 years of life is not easy task. And such a journey where every day you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's that kind of a journey. Nothing is predictable. Everything is unpredictable. So I was going through not just physical, mental, but even psychological stuff. That how do I find her? How do I, what is her basically surki? How will she kind of resist, or how much her expressions will be? So I was going through everything. Starts from even the relationship between Shekhar and Neelam, relationship of her with her friends, probably, and how things changed just exactly after the next day, and where it started from there. So how she must be before and how she's after is a two different Neelam, and I was thinking about both of them at the same time. And even getting out of the character was because Neelam's fight is, I think, everyone's fight. But there are very few Neelam who actually take up that fight, who says that, okay, whatever happens, I will not stop. I will fight. But most of the Neelams give up. They move on, or they find, they say that, okay, the journey is still here only, and we cannot do anything. This is how the system is. But Neelam said, no, I don't know. I believe the system, and the system will change. She had the, she had that courage and perseverance to move on and say that, okay, I believe in the system, let's fight together, not just for my children, but for the whole society.
Everyone. Yes. Abhay, you, I mean, described it as your most challenging character, but you are someone who I've always found is very effortless when he is playing the parts that are given to him. So what was the process in understanding? Because, it's also the story of Krishnamurtis who stood together, the husband and wife, because they'd lost everything. And he kept encouraging her, because I remember them coming to office and you would just look at them and you didn't know what to say. You really didn't know what to say. You applauded their effort, but at the end of it, you could well imagine how empty they were inside too.
And how else would you feel, if you
Yeah.
both your children? So that was, I think we understand losing your kids, what that entails. Even if you haven't got kids of your own, you can imagine your parents and the way they would be if you passed away.
Yeah.
So it's something horrific and relatable only in your imagination, not in real life. In real life, you don't know what that immensity of that pain would be like.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm glad you mentioned about them coming to office. I mean, I felt Prashant had given us obviously the brief and explained the dynamic of the relationship and how she was pretty out there and vocal, and he was just really by her side, just standing by her and supporting her in any way he can. And that's a lot of what we try to portray. So I'm glad you said that there was something similar like that when you saw them. Yeah.
And it came across because, I saw them every year on the Upahar anniversary. They would come and they would take up their cause. And I myself can tell you from a headline, it's now not even a 700 word. It's a 500 word little article that'll come, still fighting, still awaiting justice, So I just hope a show like this, which everyone is saying the best show of the year and in a while, does help their cause. But I want to know from the three of you, what was the Krishnamurti's reaction when they saw this on screen and when they saw the show?
Prashant spoke to them at length.
Yeah, I mean, look, so it was tough because we wanted people to feel what they felt, and we did everything we could to make that happen. But they don't need to feel that again. So I was very clear, we preferred that you don't watch it because you don't need to relive this. But, they're very strong people and they understood they needed to watch it because people were going to be talking about it and because, there's ongoing cases and so on. And, they wanted to know what we had done. And so they watched it. And I think the first time they couldn't make it through, they switched it off after 15 minutes. But then they eventually kind of gathered the courage. It was a process of almost a month for them to kind of watch it. And I think obviously they were devastated. They brought back a whole bunch of powerful memories. And but at the end of it, I think what was the most gratifying for us, more gratifying than any reviews, than any success, anything, was that I think they liked the way that we portrayed them and the events, and they understood why we did the things we did. And they told us that they appreciated the sensitivity with which we'd all kind of done our various jobs on the series. So that's the most gratifying thing. But yeah, they're very incredible people. We're proud to have been able to bring their story to a wider audience.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you, two brilliant actors, how do two brilliant actors feed off each other's energy?
Rajshri, since she hasn't spoken yet, start.
The energy you
yeah, I mean, both of you are just remarkable actors. How do you feed off each other's energy? What was it like? I know you were playing real life characters and it's a very somber subject. It's something that happened and should not happen to anyone. But as actors, how do you feed off each other's energy? Because you just are amazing.
Yeah, it's the energy. Of course, with the actors, it is very important. But even the energy of the whole set was equal. We all were walking together. We always hero at the same time. We all understood the sensitivity of the topic. So when you have a set like that, when you have a co-actor like that who understand that, okay, you're going through a process, how do we behave at that time and what to do at that time. And even a director like Prashant who tells you, okay, this is the graph we are working, okay, that graph is different. So you have a constant guiding people over there, and you have people who are letting you be. And even if you're going through, because I used to burst out almost every day, every time, every scene. It was very difficult for me because every time I used to think that, matlab, kyun aisa? Matlab, so I had my inner monologue was going on. But I'm glad that I was surrounded by people who are very sensitive. So that's the same equation I shared with Abhay also. Who gave me the similar energy.
And Abhay and Prashant, what's been coming up for Rajshri after this show is that she should be doing a biopic on Indra Nooyi. Have you read that?
Oh, wow.
I can see that. I can definitely.
I don't
see
know
that.
Indra Nooyi's life. I know who she is, but I don't know much about her life.
Yeah.
But that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely looking forward to that. And Abhay, something that you've been saying all along about inclusivity, diversity, and the kind of content, what was just a whisper and a murmur at your end seems to have become a cry now.
Thank God. Isn't it time that happened?
Yes.
I mean, it's only been 15 years of screaming that out loud. 17. Yeah, I'm glad that, because there's a lot more exhibition space with the OTT platforms. It's not just theatrical. So they've kind of forced to find new talent because there's only so much going around. When it was so contained and cliquish, there was not much space for diversity unless you just conformed within that circle. So it's nice that now, that this is what you get when you have inclusivity. This is what you get when you have diversity of actors, writers, directors, producers, and subjects and stories. We as a culture are wholly capable of producing universally appealing stories and performances. And this is what we get from allowing that. If we hadn't, then we'd still be kind of doing the same thing that we've been doing for the past 6 decades,
Absolutely. And I must tell you, Prashant and Rajshri, they used to call Abhay the sex symbol of the thinking woman.
Until they started thinking again.
I can see that too.
So, but I mean, honestly, both of you, are you happy with the kind of roles coming your way, or do you think they could work harder on it?
Me and Rajshri, what do you think, Rajshri? The roles coming your way?
She's like,
she's tired.
Roles coming on my way?
Both of your way.
My
Are you
way,
now
yeah.
finally happy कि अभी लगता है कि और भी इनको काम करना चाहिए?
Yeah, for me, I definitely of course, Neelam is like a dream, and somewhere I'm glad that Prashant gave me that honor to be there. And but yeah, a long way to go. I'm really happy the kind of appreciation and everything is coming. I hope it turns out into opportunities also. And as you said, Indra Nooyi, Netflix.
Yeah,
Prashant,
you are the mascot anyways.
are you listening?
I don't know
you are the
if
mascot
Prashant
anyways.
involved in it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, Prashant
I know your name has come up.
It's the winning team. Netflix, are you hearing? But
Yeah.
a lot of your female fans have wanted me to ask you is, why aren't we seeing you more on screens? मतलब यहाँ पर ही अपने को सारा energies लगा दिया है.
I don't know. That's really a question for the filmmakers. Not a question to be I'm around. I'm not saying no, but I suppose in my endeavor to kind of break the formula and the mold, it became harder for people in the industry to relate to me. I suppose, maybe I'm inaccessible for the choices I made because of the choices I made.
But the similar choices that you were making and had made, many of them are now making them now.
Yeah, so just a little early, 20 years.
But also, I mean, what do you all make of this scenario now? What do you really feel? I mean, this was a question again from the youngsters saying a fad that you're really sick of and something that you want to see should happen now in the new year.
You're talking about in the OTT
in
space?
the digital space, in cinema, in films.
A fad that you're tired of and what you'd like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go first, but I think that we're just in the beginning of the OTT space, the long format. There's a lot we can do with that format, and what I'd like to see, and we have a lot of great talent in this country, like remarkable voices, remarkable directors, remarkable actors, and it can go two ways. It can go in the Bollywood direction, or it can go in a slightly different way. And I would hope for the latter. I would hope that, and Trial by Fire is an unusual series. It's not like many things out there, and and I would hope that now that it's being well received, that encourages all the various platforms to kind of utilize this talent and to be more innovative, and to kind of take a few risks, and to tell stories that aren't always a rush to the finish line, or that tick all the boxes, or so I would hope to see that, and I think we're seeing signs of that. So hopefully it turns out to be the case.
Rajshri and Abhay, what about you?
I'm so in the thick of it, and I've been in the thick of it for so long, always kind of pushing for this change, that I don't even think about what's tired me or anything like that, or fads and this, that, and the other. My focus is so much just on trying to make the work that I believe in. So I suppose my thing about, I've always maintained about inclusivity and diversity. I would just hope that that becomes a fad, and continues to be, but I've always taken chances and somehow managed, sometimes with success, sometimes not. So there's nothing more I can ask. Just the fact that I'm here 17 years down the line, having done Trial by Fire, talking to you, to me, there's nothing I need to ask. I just need to do.
But it could have been a very lonely walk too.
Oh,
The times
sure.
that we live in.
It has been. But it's a choice I made. So I can't really dwell on the fact that it's lonely. It just is. And but I've worked with Rajshri, I've worked with Prashants. Who knows? Some people sometimes stick around, some just move on. It's just part of your life.
We're already manifesting Indra Nui for Rajshri. So Rajshri, tell me more.
Yeah. No, for me, I don't understand the trend. I feel that there is no formula as such that okay, this should work, and then if that works, then everything is like that. I think we have so much literature. We have such amazing, and creative people over here. I think we should explore more with subjects. We should explore more with people, with even be it with, like I always feel that I want to explore more with my looks. Break me into pieces and tell me that, okay, you do this or you be there, or this is how the craft is. And so that we have to break, that let's look at a actor as an actor, and then because that's like a वो मोम होता है ना, उसे आप कुछ बना सकते हैं.
Clay.
It's exactly like that, the clay. Yeah, so it's like a clay, so I feel or a water where you touch it and it has different layers to it. So I feel that craft should be looked at in that way. That's very important. Otherwise, then only we can make brilliant cinema or brilliant series or everything.
Absolutely. Prashant, I want to ask you, how did you zero in onto these two brilliant actors? Were they always on your radar, or was there a proper audition process that they had to go through?
Well, I've always been fans of their work. I've known Rajshri's work from what I thought was an absolutely stunning performance in Sexy Durga. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that the official title is S Durga, or whatever it is. And Abhay, of course, for many years is the films were hugely influential. So I was excited at the prospect. Abhay and I just started talking about the script, and I could kind of visualized him, but with Neelam it was a bit of a challenge, and I wanted to be sure. But so I asked Rajshri, would you mind coming in and doing just a little, we'll explore in a safe space. And she came in and she did this scene when Neelam from the pilot, when Neelam realizes that her friend's son survived. And the way she did it was like, we were all so moved, like we just kind of stunned, and then we're like, okay, that's it, and I'm sure maybe Rajshri thought that was the end of the conversation. and we switched it off. And like after that, I was like, that's it, we're done, like that's her, like, because she just managed to get us so emotional from that audition that we were quite stunned. And it's quite funny, she sent me a message saying it was 13th January, the same as the release date, like 2 years ago, that I sent her a message saying that, we're on. And then, Abhay, I think, to be honest, I think we've forgotten that, there was a whole period of cinema that was defined by Abhay, like if you look at the films, I think like the space that he occupied and what he did for the industry is oftentimes, I think, underestimated. And in all that, we kind of forget that he's truly like one of the most talented actors we have. So I'm really happy that it was through this that we got to kind of reconnect with Abhay and what he's capable of, and I hope this is just the beginning for both of them, for a fresh round of really incredible work that we're all gonna really be excited to see. I was very lucky.
Looking forward to that. And last question to the two of you actors: do you watch your performances?
No, I'm finding it hard to do with that right now, but I will.
No, me too. I very few performances I've actually seen it. Yeah, even I don't like to watch the monitor also. Even I don't like to see the mirror also, because I believe that my director is my mirror, and he will tell me what it is. So with his mask, he will have his eyes bigger, or his eyes will move. Then that okay, something is happening. So yeah, no. But that's one thing which I said about the process is, I did a film called S. Durga, which was completely opposite. And Prashant, how he visioned me for this character, because this person is completely different. So that's what we want. We want creators to understand the process of an actor, the craft. That okay, if a person can go on to this direction, I can actually take them to another direction also. So that's I think, power of a good director like Prashant.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. And Abhay, you can start off another trend now, because whatever you say does come to fruition after many years. So I mean, the world is just say anything you want next now. It'll happen.
For me.
Yeah. I'm doing Prashant's next 5 projects.
With Rajshri.
Done. And thank you so much. And once again, fabulous show. And well, what else can I say? I mean, the ratings, everything is proof of it, and the accolades coming your way. Thank you so much.